Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe because I post every Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. So I am not doing a makeup tutorial today, but I will be posting a tutorial on my eyes on how to do a cut crease using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, so keep an eye out for that. Wanted to film a products I regret buying video. Now this video is in no way, shape, or form of me bashing these companies. These are just products that did not work out for me personally. Maybe they'll work for you. Maybe you absolutely love a product that I didn't end up liking. So the first product is an eyeshadow palette. Well, the first few products are eyeshadow palettes, but this one may come as of a shock to a lot of you. And this is the Kathleen Lights Morphe Collab Eyeshadow Palette. Now, it is beaten up, but I haven't even used it that much. It's just that whenever I go to dip my brush in, a lot of product falls out. The texture of these eyeshadows are so loose and hard to get pigmented on the eyes that I don't even find it worth, like, trying to get these eyeshadows to work. It's like, you go and put this burgundy shade in the crease and you think you're going to get like this beautiful burgundy shade, but it's very patchy and chunky and gritty. And then the shimmer shades in this palette, you have to like build them up to get any high foil impact from them. And I feel like I have all of these shades in my collection already, other than this green shade, but I don't think that picking up this palette just for one shade is consumer friendly. I just think that this takes up space in my makeup collection and I really regret buying it. The black isn't even that black, and there aren't many transition shades that work for me. I always feel like I have to grab other palettes in order for me to make this palette work, but I just kept it because I've been trying to give it a shot and maybe I'll find some type of use out of it, but so far I haven't. The next one is probably one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I ever purchased once I started getting into makeup. Now, if you don't know, before all of these eyeshadow palettes, one of the palettes that was the craze in the makeup world was the Naked palette from Urban Decay. Now, this palette comes with the, I believe, 12 shades and 2 mattes, which is ridiculous. I mean, if you're gonna have all of these deep shimmer shades, you really expect to get more like matte shades if you're going to be using this to travel and stuff. This is quite bulky for travel, and the cover of the packaging gets really dusty real easily. Now, the only shades that I really reach for in this palette is Half Baked, Sidecar, and Sin, which Half Baked, Sidecar, and Sin, which is right here. And I rarely ever grab these shades just because they look awful on my skin tone. And I feel like all these shades in the center right here, they really swatch similarly on the eyes, which I find there's not much of a variety in this palette. I mean, look, if you cover this up, it looks so basic. Like, I just don't think that this was worth the $54 or whatever that I paid for it. And if I could go back, I would never have purchased this. I never reached for this palette, and yeah. Now this Lorac Take Me to Tantago Quad Bronzer Contour Palette thing, I really expected to really love this palette, but once I started using it, I realized how shit of a formulation and quality this product is. This and this shade, they run really, really reddish and orangey on my skin tone, and these two, they turn very muddy or they don't show up on my skin, which kind of defeats the purpose of having this, because then what else am I going to do with this palette, you know? I mean, I could use this shade as a blush, but that's not the reason why I picked this palette up. I wanted to use this as a bronzer contour, but it did not work out for me. I never reach for this, so that's why it is a regret of mine. Now the next product should be no surprise to anyone here on YouTube if you have heard about the Anastasia Glow Kits. The one that I absolutely hated was the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit. This is the one that comes with 6 shades. You have a variety in here. You have that snow shade for very fair skin tones, and then basically everyone else can wear the other 5 shades. The reason why that this is a regret for me is because the formulation of this palette in particular, very glittery, very chunky. It like clogs up on the like highlighting points. Like when you go to put it on, it just like sticks there and doesn't want to move when you try to blend it out. Like, I don't know, like this is just unlike their other glow kits, which is a reason why it let me down so much. Like, I was so excited to pick up a glow kit with 6 shades instead of 4 because I was like, yay, there's more than 4. So it's unfortunate that this ended up being a dud. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the Kylie lip kits. Now I own several of the Kylie lip kits, and surprisingly enough, I kind of hate them. Compared to the ColourPop lippies, I love ColourPop's matte liquid lipsticks and satin liquid lipstick formulation. For me personally, they work better on my lips. The Kylie ones, for some odd reason, I don't know, maybe I just got a bad batch, but whenever I put these on, this is in the shade Dolce K, whenever I put them on, they chunk up, flake off, and dry out my lips within an hour. Like, these have no lasting power, and I feel like it's because I may just have gotten a bad batch. I have like maybe 8 different shades, and they all do that, but I just keep on buying more shades to see if it's just like a quality control kind of thing. But unfortunately, I feel like it just may be the formulation of the lipstick. I've heard so many great reviews on this, so that's the reason why I'm so shocked as to why this kind of lipstick did not work out for me particularly. But yeah, I highly regret buying these just because it's $29 for a lip kit, and that's kind of a waste of money for the kind of quality that this product puts out. The next lip product is from Anastasia's first batch production of their liquid lipsticks, like when they first came out with their original shade of 20. This is in the shade Electric Coral, and it's one of the only shades in the first batch of 20 that do not work for me. I've noticed that ever since they've been releasing more and more lines of their liquid lipsticks, their formulation has improved very much. But this is in the shade Electric Coral, and it is very neon in pigment. And the reason why this did not work for me is when I go to put it on the lips, it is very patchy, very drying, and you can see like my lips underneath it, and it just looks very, very odd on me. Even with a lip liner. Even with a lip liner underneath, this is patchy, and you can just see like the application lines once it dries down, which is awful for a liquid lipstick. Now, I hope that they go back and reformulate their first batch of 20, just because I would love to purchase some of the shades in that batch, but with the formulation that they have now. So yeah, the first batch of 20, this is the one that I regret buying. The next product is Kat Von D's Studded Kiss lipsticks, the ones in the stick form. This is in the shade Adora. I also have it in Lovecraft, but I can't find it. The reason why that this is in my product regrets video is because this is very drying on my lips personally. I do not find this, I know it's supposed to be a matte lipstick, I realize that, but I feel like this is just like Melt Cosmetics lipsticks where it kind of drags on your skin, on your lips. I just feel like you could find much better quality matte lipsticks at the drugstore when compared to the Studded Kiss lipsticks. This is definitely not worth the money. Yeah. Now the next thing that I regret picking up are the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the highlights and the blushes. I never reach for these, and that's the reason why I don't particularly like them and regret buying them. Now, I absolutely love the fact that highlighters do come in these like cream type of pressed form, because it does make your highlight even more intense, but I rarely ever find myself reaching for them, and they're really hard to blend out on the skin once you apply them. So that's really unfortunate. And then the other thing is also from ColourPop, and it is their cream gel liner, cream gel colors, like the liner fluid that comes in the little pots. Now, I don't really like gel liners in general, like the ones that come in the pots, but these dried out maybe 5 days after I got them. Like, these are completely hard, which is ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I never really reached for them, is because they've dried out, and I know that I could like probably use a lighter to warm them up, but I feel like for a gel liner that really shouldn't happen. I mean, I seal them pretty tightly, so that was kind of confusing. And then the last thing from ColourPop that I thought was a regret, I don't have any more of these because I threw them out, were the Super Shock Shadows, the matte formulation. I never find myself picking those up just because my matte shadows in my collection are amazing already, and it is kind of difficult to pick up cream like products on a brush and then blend them into the crease as a matte. They just kind of stick there and don't, like, they refuse to blend, so that's very unfortunate. Now my last regret is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. Now I picked this up because I heard several people raving about it when it first came out. And for me personally, I have very dry skin, so I was very apprehensive, and after using it, I shouldn't have gone against my gut. This is very drying. It clings to dry patches. It cracks up in my smile line and forehead areas. It's very thick and heavy on the skin. But if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, this may be for you. This will work out for you if you have oily skin, because this is oil-free makeup. So that's great. But for me in particular, this was horrendous, and I completely regret buying this. But yeah. So that was my products I regret buying video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more videos. I post every Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. And thank you so much for watching.